It's Week 5 of the National Football League.
And we have Jaheim Bell on center stage.
He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week.
This should be a good one to watch.
On Sunday
EA Sports
night
coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gardner. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first quarter of the season already in the rear-view mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
Here we go, check, reload.
Bigsby with a carry to begin the series. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Great beginning there under the bright lights of primetime.
Yeah, it takes you back to high school football on a Friday night, doesn't it? When you feel like every eye in the county is on you. In this case, every eye in primetime is on you.
Connects with Kittle underneath. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Play action. It's Newton. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Now it's Newton. Staying on his feet, eluding the pressure right.
Holding offense.
So the big gain, all for naught for the offense. That yellow flag is going to bring it back.
Oh, what a tough look for the offense because they see all that yardage lost and that ball's walked back. And then some behind the original line of scrimmage.
When you look at this defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100 plus the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. He'll drop to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season, but this is a big matchup no matter where it falls because these are the top 2 teams right now in that division.
And if you can build a bit of a cushion as you head towards the second part of the season, that allows you to survive the expected injuries, potential upset losses, all of those things, and still be in good shape.
Back to throw, Newton. Connects with Kittle underneath. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Incomplete. When you look at this defense, and they've been excellent against the pass, the number 6 unit in the NFL.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Newton throwing again. Escaping the pressure right. Able to slither by. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the 1st down marker, and his early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Newton now to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Newton to throw. He shakes it off. Flush to his right. Beautiful fake. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st. In motion, Slayton. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary? That's what...
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And able to get this out to the 25. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Yeah, he was able to shed one. Get away from there. Now 3rd down and 7. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. 4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. .46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. On the ground with Bigsby to start the drive. And a short pickup to about the 25. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's a give to Bigsby. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. Newton connects with Kittle underneath. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll leave it with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On 3rd down, here's Bigsby. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. Looking to throw. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. They'll look to throw again. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Here's Jake Camarda now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's taken to the 25. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there on the catch and run. 49 yards. So that one just a little touch pass, but it paid off quite handsomely.
Yeah, and let's face it, the quarterback loves it because it pads his stats as a completed pass for nice yardage downfield. But I like the way they get the receiver in motion. It's almost like he's running a route before he gets the football because
he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Out of the gun, Newton. And it's caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. First time that they called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down. Bigsby trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Bigsby once more, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Now let's check on the call. So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys with much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Now Newton. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense after the play he just made. A one-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking middle, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending the guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. That gain on third down, good for 28.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
From the 31, here comes 2nd and a yard. Newton now to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A shotgun snap for Newton. This one is Slayton over the middle.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now a handoff to Bigsby. Gets by him and now a little daylight. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of 40 before he's out of bounds. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. Here's Newton. Catch made by Slayton. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Throwing is Newton. Able to fight through 1 tackle. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 1st half. 10-0 our score. 2nd and 5. Here's Newton. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they'll send out their punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Pulled in at the 24. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag?
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So that potentially an important takeaway here in the second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. Fights through it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw now on first down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A big play there. 46 yards. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Now Cade York for the extra point. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And not willing to risk a return, this ball is going to come out to the 30-yard line. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. This is caught. The tight end Cameron. Look at the big man rumble. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A final shot before the break. Newton. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. It's their quarterback. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. And they extend their lead, a little added cushion into the lockers. What a way to finish.
Tremendous way. That's momentum that they carry in with them. Can they convert it and bring it back out to start the third quarter?
Extra point right down the middle. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And as you see, they were losers earlier this afternoon. Isaiah Pacheco. What a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. And then lastly, on Monday Night Football, those fans will be riled up as it'll be a good matchup between their guys and what equates to be a very tough opponent.
This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far. But there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance. Oh, he sheds himself free. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play.
And a big one. loss here as he's taken down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Carlton Davis picks it, and the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line.
Well, they're certainly in a bad way right now. Not so bad that you can call this one over already, but bad enough that you know you can't toss an interception to open the second half. This just ratchets up the pressure on this team's defense right now.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Bigsby. He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
In motion, Slayton. And Bigsby once more.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
Holding. Offense.
Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Got it to Bell on the out route.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete.
And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Decision made for Sean McVay. They're going to go for it. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first, thanks to a flashy little spin move. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Here's a 2nd and 5. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll set up to throw. That is caught. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
They're going to look to throw. That's caught at the 2. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. Once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Call it a gain of a couple. The defense stiffening here. It's 3rd and goal.
And they'll run again. And this time he's in for the touchdown. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And just shutting him off there. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. They'll start with the option. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
From the gun, here's Newton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Now it's Newton. Able to get away. Fights him off. And they will advance this across midfield, but still well shy of a first as he's tackled at the 47. A solid run of 11 there as he tucked it and ran, but he's still short of the marker at its 4th.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Throw complete to Bell. Oh, fighting off the defender. And he'll lose yardage here. Back to the 15. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Back now here on EA Sports. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the fourth. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Again, he'll drop to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking...
And this is caught. A big play there. 69 yards.
That's how you put field position. What a play right there. That nearly went the distance. Credit this defense for not giving up. They get him down just short of the goal line, but the damage is done. It's going to be 1st and goal from an ideal position.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
From the gun, Bigsby.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going to play action since you ran it twice.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
A nightmare on 3rd and goal. He sacked, and multiple players broke through the line to get him.
And his kick is indeed good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul not only adds to the hole that they're currently standing
Automatic
in.
first down.
Absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. Scoring on the 2-yard keeper. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
You know, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So a fourth quarter pick-6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. And I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick-6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And that last pick-6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the fourth quarter. They need points quickly.
After the pick-6, they go right back to the air. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Yeah, this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Looking to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Give him 22 there on the third down conversion. They go play action here on first down.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They'll look to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Back to throw again.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. Now back to throw. He's got his running back out of the backfield, and he will take it in for the touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And his guys are able to cut into that deficit. Well, forget about the weapons out wide. He knows he's got another weapon in the backfield in the passing game, Charles, and he utilized him perfectly on that play.
And the offense coordinator showed me something on that play, Brandon, because so often during a game, our cameras find them looking down at their play sheets, and you wonder if they're absorbing anything. He had something specific in mind, and he went to it, and it worked well.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Give to Bigsby on the option. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Here's Newton. Catch made by Slayton. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. In motion left is Cobb. Off play action. Newton. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Here's Bigsby. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Here's Newton. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And on now is the punter, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got his man on the out route. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Results in a 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll get this to Bell. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll set up a throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.